Good morning, everyone. Those of you online and those of you in person, welcome to our third workshop in our series. And before we begin, I have to thank our host, St. Thomas Aquinas, for enabling us to do this, and also thank Senator Chuck Schumer, whose support of a portability grant made these workshops possible. This is the third workshop in a series of four. We have created this workshop for you. The title of this workshop is How to Do Business with Mobile Apps. In the present time, the goal of this workshop is to show you that there has never been an easier time to go into business, and with the tools and technology available today, the best time to go into business is now. And having said that, I would like to introduce our presenter, Laurie Child of Low Media.
Thanks, Lewis. Hi, everyone. My name is Laurie Child, co-founder of Low Media Agency. And today we're going to be discussing the gig economy and how to build a business with existing apps. So this workshop is going to be designed to show you how you can take the skills that you already have, leverage the tools you already use, and turn all of that into real income opportunities. So firstly, I want to thank the SBDC for having me today and St. Thomas Aquinas College for hosting us. So a little bit about me. So I grew up in London. I'm actually a Stack alumni and a current member of the Stack Alumni Board. So going back, I've always been interested in business and how to make different income opportunities. In high school, I was that kid who went to the equivalent of Costco and bought stuff in bulk to sell at high school. And for me, it wasn't just about kind of like making extra money, which was obviously great. It was also about my fascination with the process of selling something that people wanted. So I've also been involved in various different startups. During my time here, I helped get a business going to get people from overseas over to the States with different scholarship opportunities. And now at Low Media, I see every day how technology is empowering people to make money and become solopreneurs by using apps that already exist. So building a business with apps, that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be really going into how to use mobile apps to start and grow your own business, and how these platforms that already exist can help you turn your skills into real income. We're going to be discussing, firstly, the gig economy landscape, what it is, why it's exploding, and the opportunities it can bring. We'll then break down the different types of apps that are available and the top categories that the apps are to build your business in. I'll then be going through a step-by-step guide to help show you how to get your business started and the different tools and resources available that are out there to help you grow. We'll then be ending in a fun little challenge to help fast-track your gig economy business. And hopefully by the end, you will be able to get your business going at the end of 7 days. I also want this to be very interactive. So this is going to be a very high-level overview of the different opportunities out there. But if at any point anyone has any questions in person or online, please feel free to jump in and I can clarify as I go. So the gig economy landscape. What is the gig economy? The gig economy has completely changed how people work. It's from dog walking on Rover, selling stuff on eBay, teaching on a platform called Udemy. It's flexible on-demand work that is in your control. So in the US, around 1 in 3 workers are freelancing in some capacity, and around 25% of the entire workforce have an alternative method of income. So on a global scale, the gig economy is projected to surpass $550 billion in 2025, and it's really replacing the typical 9-to-5 and allowing people to earn money on their own schedule without needing a business loan, a storefront, or even a traditional resume. So these apps help remove these gatekeepers, and they make it possible for anyone to start generating income from skills, hobbies, or services that people are already looking for. So I guess let me pause here and let me ask, how many of you have a side business or are using these apps on a day-to-day basis? Feel free to raise your virtual hands. So we have a couple of you. So you're already part of the gig economy. Now it's about how to scale and really take this to the next level. So why does this work? So building a business with apps works because they bring the customers to you. Instead of trying to build an audience from scratch and build a business from the ground up, these platforms already exist, have millions of users searching for what you're offering. One of the biggest benefits is the tools that they provide. They handle things like payments, reviews, scheduling, messaging, and delivery of the product. And these are all things that slow other businesses down and would cost a lot of money if you wanted to implement them from scratch. This makes the barrier to entry extremely low with almost no startup cost. And many people are able to begin their business with nothing more than a phone, a computer, and the skills that they already have. So now I'm going to go into some success stories and kind of show how this is really scalable and can work. So many people you may know who some of these are, but I'm just going to go into them. So Alex Fasulo is a freelance copywriter who started her journey on Fiverr. So she had no clients, but ended up building a 6-figure writing business and is now one of the leading advocates of teaching others how they can launch and start their own gig business. Jose and Alex Chapa, they started walking dogs on Rover, something so simple, but now it is their full-time income and how they earn a business. A great example is Karine Kabini. She went from working in finance to now selling clothes on Whatnot, and she's making over $100,000 a month, and she's been able to build a community on this platform. And lastly, Melissa Gallagher, she's built a health and wellness coaching business, and she currently has over 140,000 students on Udemy. So these are all people just like you and I who have picked a platform, but they offered something people needed, they stayed consistent, and then they scaled. The big takeaway is that these apps create the opportunity, and you don't need funding or a business plan to get going. You just need to start. So the types of apps out there. So I'm going to break it down into 7 main categories today. When you look at the gig economy from a business building perspective, it falls into really these core categories. So understanding these categories helps you to see where you can fit in there. It's everything from kind of your own personality traits and the skills that you already have. There's going to be a category out there that you can fit in. And what's great about seeing everything laid out is you don't really need a formal business to start. You just have to start. One powerful thing to know is that every one of these categories has built in demand on the apps themselves. You don't need to hunt for customers. The platforms already have millions of people searching for the services that you can offer every day. Your job is truly simply to decide how your service is going to fit best. So going into the first category, creative work. So working in the creative space is one of the simplest categories to start because it's completely digital and requires almost no upfront costs other than the tools that you'll be using. So these include services like editing short form videos where you just need an editing app, graphic design, writing captions or descriptions, creating simple logos, designing social media graphics, or editing podcasts. So these are services that almost every business needs and that they're looking for every day. So you have platforms like Fiverr, Upwork, Freelancer, and Behance. They give you instant access to people who are already searching for this creative help. You don't need to do your own marketing. You create your profile, upload some sample work, and describe your service clearly, and the traffic will already be there to come to you. So one thing to keep in mind is that you don't have to have clients to show off your work. You can create work that you've done for your own portfolio and to show off. You just need to have something up there to show what your skills are. And a big advantage of creative work is that you can specialize quickly. For example, instead of listing yourself as just a simple graphic designer, you can specialize. So something like, I specialize in social media graphics for small businesses. And instead of saying something vague like I edit videos, you could say something like, I offer short form content editing for Reels on TikTok. The more specific you get, the better the audience will resonate with your services. So specialization matters because it makes choosing what you offer easier. buyers are constantly scrolling through and looking for the services, and there's so many generalists out there. So don't be a generalist. Find out what your niche is and really push that. This path is really great for anyone who really enjoys digital work. They have an eye for detail and they like working independently. It's especially good for people who enjoy creating, problem solving, and using tools if you're already doing so, like Canva, CapCut, or the Adobe Creative Suite. So next we have service work. So unlike creative, service work is actually in person, and we're doing the type of hands-on services at a local level. So these are everyday tasks people need help with, talking pet care, cleaning, organizing, handyman, helping someone move, even something as simple as running errands. This is you're physically going into someone's home, their office, or community to perform the service. So different apps out there, you have Rover for dog walking, Wag, TaskRabbit, Thumbtack, and Angie, formerly Angie's List, to make it incredibly easy to get started. Because the demand is already there, people are constantly searching to help in their area, and you don't need to run ads or necessarily build a website for this. These platforms already have the customers again, and they'll be bringing the customers to you. So one of the big advantages of service work is how quickly you can begin earning. The barrier to entry is low. People are searching for this stuff every day, and you can make your schedule on your terms. It's very flexible. You can choose the jobs you take, set your schedule, and work as little or as much as you want. Service work is great for people who like staying active, enjoy working with their hands, or prefer more personal real-world interaction. If you find satisfaction helping people, solving problem skills, or making a visible difference in someone's home or daily routine, this can be a very rewarding category for you. And one quick disclaimer about this category: some of the jobs you may need licensing, but some you don't. So for example, if you're going into something that you're going to someone's home and dealing with electrical work, plumbing, HVAC, and all that stuff, you're going to need licensing. Don't find that out the hard way. So next we have coaching and teaching. Coaching and teaching is all about taking a skill that you already have and understand and help someone else learn it. So this can include anything from academic tutoring, fitness coaching, music lessons, teaching guitar, career coaching, business skills, the list goes on. It's really taking that hobby or skill that you've mastered and guiding someone else through the process. This category is one of my favorites and can be really rewarding. One of the biggest advantages of coaching is that it has very high earning potential with a very low barrier to entry. You don't necessarily need a lot of equipment. In many cases, all you need is a quiet space, a phone, a laptop, and these apps that are already out there like Udemy, Teachable, Wyzen, and Kajabi make it incredibly easy to start offering courses and coaching opportunities. So this is a great category for people who are patient, supportive, enjoy working closely with others. And if you're the type of person who's already kind of helping your friends or family do this work, this is something that you should consider. Once someone trusts you as their coach or tutor, they will often stay for you for a very long time, and the growth opportunity is immense. The big benefit is flexibility. You can choose to either teach individuals, run small group sessions, or even create courses that will allow to create passive income. That's one of my favorite things about this category, is that once you create a course, it's up there and people are going to be buying it over and over, and you're making money in your sleep. And what makes coaching and teaching so powerful is that it can scale with you. You can make one or two students, and you can start with one or two students, and then once you see how the process is going, you're able to refine it and then scale into the different areas. You start with one-on-one coaching, go into group sessions, and then typically you end up in online courses. So reselling and product-based opportunities, this is a fun one, and it's really kind of anyone can do this. You can start with what you have in your own home or what's lying around. Think of clothing, shoes, different accessories, home decor, books, toys, you name it. You can put it online and people will buy it. The different apps available, you have eBay, you have Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, and even Facebook Marketplace. So this is such a simple way to use an app to turn your unused items into cash, and it can be done on a repeatable system, and you can actually really grow with this. Part of this too is product-based selling. So once you have an idea, or if you're creative, you can start making things like candles, jewelry, crochet pieces, or even high on demand products like t-shirts, mugs, or stickers. And there's other apps and platforms out there like Printiful, Printify, and Etsy, which automatically integrate into the app, and you're printing on demand. So you create the initial design, and then people are buying it, and you're not touching it. You don't have to ship it. You don't have to do anything. It's easy recurring revenue. Obviously, if you're making candles or a physical product, you're more involved with the product, and you have to handle shipping yourself. But that's it. And then talking to shipping, that's one of my favorite things about this too, is that a lot of these apps have all of the shipping built in. So you'll sell something on eBay, on Depop, whatever app, and the buyer pays for the shipping. So you pass that cost on, and they give you a QR code. So all you have to do, you have to box up the product, take it to the post office, show them your QR code. They'll scan it, put a sticker on, you're done. And then another really cool thing about this, which is really growing now, is live selling. With different apps like eBay Live, whatnot, you can now take that passion for, say, thrifting, for example, and you can turn it into an online business where you're actually creating a community and you're going live selling these products. So like the example earlier of the woman who quit her finance job, this is exactly what she's done. She's found a niche, which is vintage clothing for her. She goes thrifting, and she's making over $100,000 a month doing this. Reselling gives you the flexibility, the fast startup, and the potential to scale to something even bigger. Like I said, you can start with something as simple as what's around your home, and then once you have a passion for it, you can scale, and the opportunities are endless. So next category is creator opportunities. So creator income has become one of the fastest growing paths in the gig economy because platforms now reward people directly for the content they create. And what makes this category so interesting is that you don't even need to be a full-time influencer to start earning. And it's actually a pretty big misconception that you don't need hundreds, tens of thousands of followers to earn money. You can start as little as 500 to 1,000 followers. And some of these brands are actually partnering with you to get their reach out there. It's funny. So modern platforms, they'll pay based on how well the content performs, not just how many followers you have. They're looking for different things like how creative your content is, how it looks, how people are engaging with it. So there's a lot of different ways you can earn as a creator. And one of the most popular right now and growing is TikTok Shop. So TikTok Shop is highly in demand right now, and people are making videos and selling different products that aren't theirs, but they're getting commission from it. The only caveat is you do need 1,000 followers to qualify, but these days you can get 1,000 followers on one video. Another platform is Amazon. You think of Amazon as your day-to-day kind of going to get your any items. Amazon has everything now. They even have the influencer program. So this is where you can build your own storefront similar to TikTok Shop, and you earn commissions each time someone buys that product. Again, what they're looking for are creators who are engaging. They will drive a community, and the creators getting people to come. Amazon is happy, and they're very happy to give some commission. So a big benefit in here and with the creator category is that these platforms, like I said earlier, will pay you even if you have small audiences. TikTok, Instagram, Reels, YouTube, even Pinterest, they have performance-based monetization. So it's not just the content that earns, it's your actual engagement with the content. If you're just starting off, the first reel that you post could blow up and be the one that makes you money. So this category gives you a lot of freedom. You can turn your personality, your interests into income. And even if you don't want to be on camera, there's even some ways and some people out there who are doing product reviews and they never show their face. So the biggest takeaway here is that creator income is accessible. You don't need to have those millions of followers that people always think. And you just need clear videos, consistency, and really finding a category that you enjoy. So I briefly touched on this in the previous slide, but I'm going to go into more detail here. So digital product creation. So this is really growing now because it's so simple. It's on demand. There's no inventory, no shipping, no packaging. Again, unless you want to sell handmade items, but it's creating those items like planners, checklists, templates, social media kits. My wife is all the time going on to Etsy, finding templates for my 4-year-old, saying, "Oh, we can create this checklist." I'm like, "We can do that in Canva, but sure." So it's really a great category, and something like Amazon, Shopify, Stan Store, they make it so easy. You create your digital product, you upload it to the platform, you set the price, and the platform handles the rest. And then, again, if you want to go that handmade route, the Amazon also have a handmade section. Again, Amazon, everything. And Etsy is one of the biggest platforms out there, which allows you to sell jewelry, bath products, art prints, you name it, anything. So this category really is perfect for the creative and crafty personalities. People enjoy designing, making art, writing, or building systems. And because print on demand removes the need for inventory, shipping, or packaging, you can run this fully product-based business with almost no overhead. So the final category we have is also probably one of the most popular, is driving and delivery apps. This, again, is a very flexible way of earning money, and it's often the fastest path to getting money in your account. A lot of these apps do same-day payout or as quick as 48 hours. So if you're needing cash fast, this is a good way to go. It's apps like Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Grubhub, Instacart, Shipt, and Amazon Flex. They allow you to work whenever you want and earn as much as or little you need. This category covers more than just food, though. You obviously have your grocery and delivery and personal shopping through apps like Instacart and Shipt, and package delivery through, again, another Amazon product, Amazon Flex, or same-day courier services. You name it, there's apps out there for everything. There are many ways that drivers can also specialize or optimize their routes. So some people may only deliver during lunchtime or during the dinner rush. You really can kind of get creative and build this around your schedule. Some drivers prefer working early mornings or doing airport runs. If you have a typical 9 to 5 and you're just starting out, you can do it in the mornings before or after, and it's a good way to earn some extra income. This category, it's great for anyone really, both social and independent personalities. If you enjoy talking to passengers, maybe think about Uber or Lyft. If you prefer working on your own, then DoorDash or courier service might be better for you, but this category really kind of is anyone. So going over the different categories there, now it's about matching your skill to that category. So we've covered all the main categories in the gig economy, and the big takeaway is that there really is something for everyone. Some categories are creative, some are hands-on, some are teaching focused, other are product based. At the end of the day, it's about earning flexible income. Whether you prefer digital work, people-based work, physical work, there's almost a lane that fits everyone. One helpful way to identify your lane is to look at what people already come to you for. So do friends ask you for help with their math homework? Are you the person that they come to and say, "Hey, can you help me move? I need some extra muscle." Do family members ask you to edit photos and you're the photographer of the family? There really is endless opportunities, and you have to find out what one fits your personality and your skill set. So now we've kind of gone through all of the categories, and you've kind of maybe thought of what one may fit your personality and your skills. now I'm going to talk a little bit about kind of the step-by-step framework to really put this into action. So no matter which category you choose, the way you build your business is essentially going to be the same. It's one clear step at a time, and we're going to break down exactly how we do it. So this will be your roadmap to launching any app-based business. Following it step by step will allow you and help you not get overwhelmed and ensure you can set up everything correctly from the start. We're going to identify key stages, including defining your direction, picking a niche, building your profile, setting pricing, gathering photos or samples, publishing your listing, and completing your first job. So each step builds on the next, and you don't have to have a perfect brand to get going. You just have to start. So picking your niche and defining direction. So defining your direction is about becoming very clear on what you offer and who you offer it to. So people don't just buy services, they buy outcomes. So if your description focuses too much on what you do and not enough about the results it provides, customers will just get lost and they'll continue scrolling. For example, my earlier example of just saying I edit videos. You want to describe how your edits will help that business. So for example, I'm editing videos which will help you increase engagement and get new customers. That's very actionable, and the outcome is what every business owner wants to hear. I'm going to get new customers out of this. So a few other examples of strong outcome-driven direction statements could be, I help businesses create social media content that drives sales. I help busy families keep their homes organized and clutter-free. I help students prepare for their SAT exam with structured math sessions. I help resellers get clean product photos and make items sell faster. That last one is a good one because it combines the categories. So even sometimes if you're a reseller, you may still need help with your product listings. So there's a lot of cross, which is pretty cool. So a useful insight here is when your direction is clear, customers are going to trust you more. Specifically, like it's going to reduce confusion, and the clearer your direction, the more confident people are going to be about booking you. This is where many beginners fall short because they only describe the tasks instead of the results. And then picking a niche is really important and one of the fastest ways to help you stand out on any app. So like I mentioned before, a lot of people are just going to be generalizing, saying, I do this, I do that, including with the actionable results. If you can then also put that down to a niche, you're going to stand out so much more. So an example again would be the SAT prep, the tutoring only algebra. So within SAT, you're diving even deeper into specific roles. For editing, you could say I'm editing on teaching how to edit on Adobe Premiere or DaVinci Resolve, getting very granular so the people who are looking for those services, they resonate with you. And then think about it like this. Specialists also normally get chosen because they have that niche. Their prices might even be higher, but because they are so specific, the person looking for that service is like, I'm going to go with you because that is exactly what I'm looking for. So do you need a logo? So this is a good one because that's what holds back a lot of people from building a business, is thinking that they need to build out a branding and have a logo and all of this up front. You don't necessarily need a logo. So when people think about starting and launching a business through apps, this is normally one of the first questions that come up. Do I need a logo before I start? The reality is, no, you don't. The gig economy, a logo is optional at the beginning anyway. So these platforms already create trust through verified profiles, reviews, and built-in communication. So a lot of these apps, they're not just going to take anyone onto the app because obviously they need to cover themselves. So a lot of the apps actually make you verify first. So that is going to be why people are coming to you too, because you're verified. So if you've been holding yourself back because your logo isn't ready or because you're still deciding on branding, colors, fonts, like let that go. Just put yourself out there, get going. And if you maybe want a logo, that can come down the line. Once you've established your service, that's when a brand may be something you want to consider and cross promotional opportunities of you've built your business on Fiverr. Now I want to kind of go out onto different platforms and I want to have my own website that can help funnel traffic to all these different apps. So pricing your service. This is also one of the biggest reasons people get stuck because they don't know where to price themselves. So pricing doesn't have to be complicated. So the most simple and effective way is to look at what others are doing. Look at the competition, see what services they're offering and how they're pricing out. When you start, am I saying to match their price and go higher? No, you want to get people on board and give them an incentive to come to you, especially when you don't have any reviews. But at the same time, you don't want to give your services away for free and start offering stuff way below your value, because once you start doing that, then it's going to be a very hard road to climb to get back up. So what you can do is price it in the middle. To start, you can have a middle pricing option that is going to make you attractive, but also not deter people away saying this person's too high or this person's too low, I feel sketched out. A good rule of thumb is as your business grows, you're going to get more reviews. And typically you can start incrementally increasing your pricing every, say, 10 to 20 reviews, because once you have that confirmation of this person is a verified seller, the pricing can help match that. And once you become more in tune and get more reviews, you're able to put the pricing to reflect that. But your pricing should always be clearly structured. You should always have a timeline, tell customers about the work, how long it will take, clear deliverables outlined, and also include the boundaries. Explain what's not included. This is one of the most important things, because a lot of times people will say, I want a logo. And you're okay, great, I'll design a logo. And then they're like, but where's my brand fonts? Where's my colors? You're like, you didn't ask for that. You asked for a logo. So you have to be very specific. Tell people exactly what they're going to be getting. So do you need a domain or website? This is very similar to the logo conversation, so I'll go over this quickly. But a website isn't necessarily required, especially for a lot of the app-based businesses. So if you're already working on platforms like Rover, Fiverr, Thumbtack, or whatnot, this essentially is your website. And your services and photos, reviews, all of this is there. So you don't necessarily need a website, because people are going to the app to find you. Where a website might become useful, again, is if you want to expand beyond the app. For example, if you're doing creative work and want to attract clients from social media or different referrals, a simple website can help you look more established and even help kind of divert traffic to multiple apps and not just one. Another reason why you may want a website is credibility. Again, if you're going to be selling services on multiple apps, you can have a website to, again, streamline that, but also to show credibility. If you have a brand and a website, sometimes people will think that you're more credible and may you choose you over someone else. The competition is fierce out there, so any way that you can kind of give yourself a competitive advantage is going to be good. But again, get started and then worry about that later. So optimizing your profile. This is one of the most important things when you get started. So in this example I have here, on the left, you'll see one seller selling website design. And he has a few good things. He has a picture, he has a profile, and he has a description. However, once you compare that to the right, you'll see the same service, but more detailed. So I create a mobile responsive WordPress website design. Mobile responsive in websites is everything now, because with apps, everything is on your phone. Again, another big difference here is the quality of the profile and showing examples of your work. You have to show examples of your work on your profiles, and eventually, once you start building it and getting more, you'll maybe end up as a top rated seller, which is a great little perk to help get new customers. Again, so to kind of go over this, your headline needs to be straightforward and specific. Instead of something vague like creative services or general help, make it clear and simple of what you do. So again, short form video editor for TikTok and Instagram. The website example, creating mobile responsive websites, and something that you could even add to that drive traffic or that drive conversions. So again, action based. Your bio, when you're thinking about your bio, it needs to be short, warm, and focused on the value that you bring. You don't need to list all your kind of education, where you went to high school, all of this. Bring value. So it's clean, high quality. You're using visuals, and photos are very important. If you're a creative worker especially, you need to upload a few pieces of your work that show your style. So even if you're brand new, again, you can make sample pieces. You just have to put out stuff that is visual. People will look and buy services with what they're seeing. So talking about photos, lighting with photos is the most important factor that many people get wrong. So your photos are the social proof and play a major role in how customers perceive your professionalism. So high quality photos signal that you care about your work, you take what you do seriously, and a portfolio displays credibility. So in this example here, we have the same product, the vase that we're selling. On the left, we have a cluttered background, poorly lit. On the right, we have a well-lit vase. People are going to see this, and I don't know what one you prefer, but I think it's pretty clear to me which one I would go for. Same thing with the card example. So if it's poorly lit, people, for whatever reason, are going to psychologically think this isn't a good product. So one little caveat, especially for physical products, is getting something like a photo box. So these are pretty inexpensive, and you set up product in the middle and it controls your lighting. So again, lighting is everything with product photography, so you have to control the lighting. To recap this, a strong insight here is that premium photos can drastically increase your bookings, and many apps prioritize profiles that look polished and professional. So taking time to update your visuals is one of the most important things and highest return improvements you can make. So now kind of putting this all together and presenting the services. So the goal at the end of the day is clarity. You don't want a buyer to come to your profile and not know what you're selling or not know the deliverables they're going to get. Customers want to feel confident about what they're getting before they book you. The more clearly you can describe your service, the easier it is for them to make a decision. So a good structure to follow is explain the outcome, then the deliverables, then the timeline, and anything important about your process that the buyer should understand. So for example, again, if you're offering video editing, you wouldn't just say, I edit videos. Instead, you might present it like, I edit short form videos that help businesses increase engagement on social media. You will receive one 30 to 45 second edit, caption text, and the right formatting for Instagram and TikTok. The turnaround time for this is typically 48 hours, and one revision is included. So you'll see from that example, I ticked all those boxes and it was clear the customers knows exactly what they're paying for. And because they understand the process, they're more likely to trust you. So an app like Fiverr in my example here, and most apps do this, is they make it very easy for you to lay this out. So in this example of a logo design, so you'll see the price, you'll see the deliverables, you get basic one logo concept, and you also see what you don't get. So you don't get mascots, you don't get icons with this, and you receive it in a JPEG or PNG, and it's a 3-day delivery with 3 revisions. The key takeaway here is that people want clarity and confidence. If you explain exactly what you do, how it works, and what they can expect, you will stand out immediately. A well-presented service feels more trustworthy, and trust is what leads people to book you. This is the simple step, but a huge difference in converting someone just from browsing to actually hiring you. So bookkeeping basics, and again, I'm going to go over this in high-level overview. I would advise you to consult a CPA. Bookkeeping is an essential part when you're working for yourself, but it doesn't have to be complicated. So the simplest place to start is firstly create a separate bank account, so all of the transactions are separate. It doesn't have to be a business bank account to start, it just has to be a separate bank account. Track your income and your expenses. So many people may start with a basic spreadsheet, and that's perfectly fine. But as your business grows, there's different tools out there that will help you in this process. Some accounting software like QuickBooks or Wave, Stride, Everlance, and Expensify. These are all apps that will help you track your mileage if you're doing driving or if you're doing local service work. Expensify to help put your receipts in one place. There's apps out there that help you in this process, but it's very important to make sure that you have everything structured, because once you get to the end of the year and you're like, oh, I made all this money, you're going to get a 1099. And what that means is that your taxes were not taken out of your earnings. So 20 to 30% as a rule of thumb should be set aside for taxes. Strong bookkeeping isn't, again, just about tax season. It helps you understand your profitability and then will help you run your business with confidence and eventually scale down the road. So this is an important question when providing services. Obviously, some categories, this is more important than others. But whether you need insurance really depends entirely on the work that you're doing. So digital work, typically you're working by yourself, you're sending over a digital file, you don't necessarily need insurance. However, local service providers, they may want general liability insurance, and I would strongly recommend you to get general liability insurance eventually, because the type of work you're doing, you're going into someone's home, you're handling their pets, and you don't want to run the risk of potentially getting caught up in some sort of legal action if something, God forbid, happens. And another thing to note is that it's important to check the apps, because a lot of these apps also sometimes have some sort of insurance coverage in them. So some offer limited guarantees or protection plans. Again, it's not a replacement for insurance. If you're doing this type of work, I would definitely recommend to have a layer of insurance yourself, but check the apps, because some apps do have it built in when you offer a service on their platforms. So now I think you guys ready to launch or what? So once you have your category, your profile, your pricing, your photos, and your systems in place, you're good. You're ready. And the most important thing at this stage is to take action. You have to just go for it. Again, I've been saying a lot of these steps may become overwhelming and you may say, I need to do this. You just have to get out there, get on the app and do it. Many people delay launching because they want everything to be perfect. Perfection delays momentum, and apps reward activity and responsiveness, not perfection. And launching is the first real milestone. Everything after that is when you can start refining your process. You have to get out there and start with friends and family. Get them to leave reviews, and then you can refine from there. So I've been talking about a lot of these tools and resources as we've been going, and we are going to be sending out this presentation after with links to these resources. So don't need to take screenshots or mental notes. We will be providing all of this. So again, there are countless tools that can support your business once you're up and running, and many of them also have free versions. So Canva, it's one of the most accessible for creating graphics and flyers. CapCut is excellent for editing videos quickly, and Google Workspace can help you stay organized with files, scheduling, and communication. From the financial side, I'd mention QuickBooks and Wave. Wave is a great way to start. I actually started using that when I create a business, and it has a free version. And then apps to track your mileage, expenses, Everlance, Stride. Again, you're going to want to use these apps to help keep you organized, and at the end of the year, relieve some headaches. The key is not to overwhelm yourself with these tools though. Start simple and use tools that help you solve real problems. As you grow, you can bring in more systems to help streamline your workflow, but the right tools will help you save time and help you look professional and help you scale. So once you've found a category that fits you, eventually you may want to market beyond that initial app. And what that means is you can market outside of that app and start scaling to different apps using platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn to also promote your services. So you may have created your profile on Fiverr and you are ready to start offering the logo design services. You can use social media and available platforms that are, again, free to start promoting these and pushing them to your own followers, and hopefully your friends and family are nice and will start sharing it to their own. And that is how you start building. You're building from the start up, and eventually you can have that community of over 140,000 like Melissa Gallagher. And again, it's important to remember, like we talked about with the creators, you don't have to be an influencer to start. You just have to be consistent and start doing it. You need to document and share your work consistently because it builds recognition and helps people remember who you are. The most common misconception and what people get stuck up on is they'll have everything ready and then they'll be like, I don't want to kind of be in front of the camera. You got to just put yourself out there and do it. Consistency is key, and people don't care. There's too much content out there now. People are scrolling. Like, you're out there, people will be like, oh, I didn't realize he did that. I didn't realize she did that. It's that constant little reminder of that I'm out here, I'm here to help you. And this then goes into kind of stacking your income. And once you've really established yourself on one app, how you can then become multi-gig based and start spreading your services to more than one platform or more than one job. So many people naturally evolve into this. For example, someone who starts with pet sitting may add house sitting or dog walking. Creative freelancer may begin just offering templates or editing short form videos, and then they will go into offering branding packages and different services within that. A reseller may start with just listing products on eBay or Depop, and then they may go into live selling. So there's multiple ways where you can start, and once you really kind of define what you want to do, you can expand that and really stack your income. So before we go into the 7-day challenge, I also want to kind of talk a little bit about tying this all together and some common mistakes that we should be avoiding. So some common mistakes that typically hold people back in this industry is offering too many services early. You want to kind of find what you want to do, find what you're good at, and stick with that one service so you're comfortable and you get the recognition and the reviews built up. Another, like I mentioned before, is underpricing yourselves. Many people assume lower prices may attract more customers, but low pricing is also a signal of low quality. You have to be confident, and better pricing and more pricing yourself in that middle to start will help you achieve better customers. Again, like I've mentioned, poor photos or no samples. You have to make sure you have clear visuals. People have to be able to trust your work, and you have to be able to show what you can do. The key insight here is that these mistakes are made, but you don't have to make them. You have to just start. Be specific, price fairly, take clear photos, and launch your app. I do have a bit of a challenge for you guys. So in the room and on Zoom, from everything that we have been talking about today, I think the biggest lesson is get out there and do it. So first, let's go through our 7-day challenge. So this is really designed to help you take action without getting overwhelmed. Instead of trying to build everything out at once, we can take little steps and we can break it into simple bite-sized items that we can complete in only a few minutes or hours a day. Day 1, let's choose your category. What are you going to be doing? What direction do you want to go in? Day 2, refine your niche, have that clear focus with that actionable result that is going to be why people are going to choose you. Day three, you're going to write your profile or your gig description. Day four, you're going to gather photos or samples or create some visuals that you're going to put on your profile. And day five, you can set your pricing. And day six is publishing your listing and getting out there. And day seven, get the first gig. So that's my take on the gig economy. And the point of this challenge is simple. It's about building a business. It doesn't necessarily require weeks of planning. It just requires taking a small, consistent step every day. And once you start stacking those wins, you can build momentum, you build confidence, and at the end, you've actually launched something real. So, thank you.
Thank you, Laurie. We have several questions from our online audience,
Great.
but before we get to those, does anybody in the classroom here with us have any questions right now?
So with the apps, generally, what do they get out of that? So, I guess there's a fee that you pay. And I'm curious too, is that fee, tax deductible usually? Because if it's technically your own business, when you're putting in for all those tax deductions, would that be one of them?
That's a great question for the CPA.
Okay.
So as a service, you're paying for it, maybe, but the apps, you bring up a good point. So every app has a different fee structure. So do your research on the different apps, and they each have their pros and cons. So some apps may be better at kind of promoting your services from day one, and others, but those are typically going to have a higher fee structure. And then other apps, you're going to have to do a bit more legwork to get yourself out there and seen, but they'll typically have a lower fee structure. Like for reselling, for example, there's obviously the eBays and the Poshmarks. They have because they're such established brands, they have a little higher fee structure. But a new app called Depop, that is a very low fee structure, and it's more on per item. I think it's like a dollar amount rather than a percentage.
Okay, so that was actually one of the questions, or similar to a question we had online. Somebody had asked, as a freelancer using paid software, digital tools, can these be tax deductible if this is part-time work?
I do believe so, but again, I am not an accountant.
Okay, thank you for that. We also had a question about, this is very specific, so I'm not sure if anybody, Laurie, you have this experience or anybody in the room has this experience, but what's anyone's experience with Amazon Flex versus Uber delivery? ChatGPT claims that Flex after expenses only earns $5.75 an hour, not the $18 to $24 gross. So,
yeah, in terms of the actual fee structure with between Amazon Flex and some of the others, again, that's where you just have to kind of build the profile and look to see. I don't have exact experience with that, but like I said before, each platform have their pros and cons. So looking into that and deciding based on that.
thank you. Another question, what steps do you recommend for attracting customers and building engagement on these apps?
Yeah, great question. So first, if you're out there, great, good job. Second, like optimizing your profile is one of the most important things to do. Like I showed before, the difference that the example I had up there, you can clearly see kind of how some people are up there, which is great, but then how they haven't had their profile optimized. Optimized profile really is going to help you stand out, and being specific with the deliverables and the action items is going to help you get the first client or the clients. You also want to think about it from the standpoint of what people search for. So if people are searching for logos, for example, a lot of times they'll search for designing a logo for my restaurant business. It's going to be specific. So think about that when you're doing your profiles and creating the titles. So if your niche is logo design, then again, think about it at that secondary level of, I want to create logos for restaurants. I want to create logos for small businesses. I want to create logos for the financial sector. So really, again, just getting as granular as you can. And then social media, using social media to then promote your own services. You have the app, you can put that app in your profile and just start promoting yourself and putting yourself out there and sharing it, like I said, with your friends, your family, and then eventually it's gonna grow into a community.
I guess, like, is there a point at which you would recommend kind of like expanding your niche? Like, for example, if someone was advertising teaching services to like help someone pass the English regents, but they also teach like AP Lit, is there a point where you would suggest like advertising both of those?
Yeah, no, so that's a good point. And I think to start with, it's also about trial and error. So if you have a service that you think is going to be good and for a niche that is something that you are passionate about, start with that and see if you get traction. Because the big thing is also it's about your workload balance too. Are you going to be able to kind of take on the additional work if so many requests are coming in? So it's definitely trial and error. If it's something that you think you can do, definitely you can add more niches and add more services. I think that is one of the most important things, though, just making sure that you have the time to deliver. Because from a profile standpoint, if someone pays for your service, that's going to be one of the top reasons why you may get a bad review is if you don't deliver on time. So you just want to be cautious about that.
I have a question. So like if you, let's say you have an idea and a logo and you want to create the products to go with it, or not create, but let's say I wanted to do like fitness wear with a certain logo on it. How do you get started figuring out what company you're going to work with to create the products that you're going to put your logo on?
Yeah, sure. So again, these resources will be sent to you, and there will be a list of apps kind of in different categories, and that'll be one of them. So there's different apps out there that allow you to do that. Like Printful is one of them, for example. And with that, what it allows you to do is upload your design and actually pick out the clothing wear of their catalog and the base pricing that they are going to charge you, and then the margin that you want to add onto it. And then it allows you to then connect with existing apps like Shopify. So you would set up your Shopify website and connect it with this other app, and it's print on demand.
And in terms of quality, there's really, you just have to kind of.
Yeah, so there's different kind of options there, and you can order samples beforehand. So yeah, when you're building, if it's something that you want to build a clothing business on demand, that's something I would definitely kind of encourage, is to order samples to make sure it's in line with what you want it to be.
Do these apps tell you what permits or license you would need for, your area? Let's say, for example, you want to put food in your home and deliver it to somebody who needs it. Would they say, oh, well, in your county, you need this permit, you need that license?
So a lot of the apps do have kind of the sections that will tell you what you need. Some of them, though, are a little bit vague. So in those instances, I would also do your own research to kind of see, and like your own consultation to see specifically the service you're offering, what is required to actually offer that service. because, like I said, a lot of the apps will have it somewhere, the requirements, but others may be more vague and may allow you to be liable, which obviously we don't want.
Online question. One of our audience members has asked, any thoughts about LinkedIn?
Yeah. So LinkedIn is a great social profile. It's typically more kind of B2B, but when you're getting out there, even with kind of your own services, B2B is a perfect way to start for creative services, because businesses is what businesses need. For the local services, maybe not as much, but again, your own, it never hurts. Like your own network and people that you have on LinkedIn, it's continuously, you never know who someone's going to know. So any method of social media, including LinkedIn, it's at the end of the day, it's free advertising. So put it out there and see what happens.
If you wanted to sell a product and part of your advertising is that you're going to donate to a certain cause for that, is there a specific app that you know of that automatically pulls that money for the cause? Have you ever heard or come across that?
I have not, but I do know there are a few apps that partner with charities, but that may be on their side. So I'm leaning towards, but again, I would need to confirm this. They're not going to take it out of your own deduction. They'll leave that up to you. But if you are strongly about a certain cause, I know some apps do partner with charities for their proceeds will go somewhere. Someone in the room had asked if there were any apps that had relationships with charities. So if you wanted to donate a certain amount of your proceeds to that charity, if there was an app that had a native integration to allow that to be seamless. And my answer basically was that I don't believe there are any apps that will natively do it for the user, but there are apps that have relationships with charities that will donate their side of the proceeds. Thank you. In 7 days, reports.
Hello to everyone online and in person. Just wanted to start off by thanking Laurie for his fantastic presentation. I certainly learned a lot, and I hope everyone else did as well. I also want to thank everyone who attended this workshop, whether you're in person or you're online. I commend each of you for just showing up. I also want to thank St. Thomas Aquinas College, or STAC for short, for their incredible partnership and for their technical assistance during this workshop series. Lastly, I want to thank my fantastic SBDC team for the support that you've given and the help since I've joined the team earlier this year. Now, my name is Daniel McConnell, and I am a business advisor with the Lower Hudson Valley Small Business Development Center, SBDC for short. We are hosted by St. Thomas Aquinas College, and the SBDC is a nonprofit organization funded by the Small Business Administration. I just wanted to take a moment to talk a little bit about the Small Business Development Center and what we do here at the Lower Hudson Valley Small Business Development Center for small businesses and entrepreneurs. So I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with the Small Business Development Center, so I'll just get right into it. At the SBDC, we provide free and confidential guidance, advice, support, and assistance to small businesses and entrepreneurs. We specialize in assisting small business and entrepreneurs in navigating the complexities of starting, financing, managing, and growing a business. Whether someone's just launching their business or looking to expand, we provide tools and insights to set them up for success. The SBDC offers expert guidance and resources tailored to our clients' unique business needs. Located at St. Thomas Aquinas College in Rockland County, we serve and have a physical presence in Rockland, Westchester, and Putnam counties. If your business is outside of any of these three counties, feel free to reach out to us and we'll connect you with somebody who can help. Our commitment says it all. We want to empower businesses while strengthening the local economy and building vibrant communities. Every business takes time to develop and grow. Sometimes this takes a little helping hand from places like the SBDC. Our services include startup guidance, business financing, business expansion, business planning, e-commerce and digital strategy, legal business structures, operational efficiency, government contracting, bid matching, compliance and certifications, and much, much more. Our priority is positioning our clients and their business to succeed. We're committed to helping to fulfill our clients' business needs and always doing what's in the best interest for our client and their business. The information and resources we provide are factual, up-to-date, and thought out and well-researched. We also have access to information from our 20 other SBDC centers throughout the state of New York, as well as information from our various partners. No matter what it is you need assistance or guidance for, we'll do whatever we can to help you and your business succeed. So the goal of the SBDC is to empower businesses and entrepreneurs while building and strengthening local communities. We offer personalized advising tailored to our clients' unique business needs and goals. Nothing's too little or too small. We offer no-cost and high-value services designed to maximize the impact for all of our small business needs. Whether you're just a small business or an entrepreneur, meet with us 5 times or 50 times, our services are 100% free. We're uniquely positioned to provide strategic and practical guidance for all small business needs. This includes things like helping new businesses get started and build a plan. It also includes assisting existing businesses grow and expand. All SBD centers in the state of New York have free workshops like this one, webinars, training programs to help build your business knowledge and skill set. All of our business insights are research-driven, intended to help our clients make informed business decisions. We're always looking out for the best interest of our clients and your business. We strengthen our network of connections to collaborate with trusted partners, peer organizations, and banks or lenders to ensure our clients have access to the right resources and support. So remember that all of our services are free of charge and completely confidential. Signing up is incredibly easy and only takes about a few minutes to do. It provides us with some general background information about you and your business, while also informing us of your business goals and needs. After you sign up, you'll be connected with a business advisor who will reach out to you to schedule an initial meeting. If you're interested in becoming a client, feel free to scan the QR code or visit our website to sign up. If you want more information about the Lower Hudson Valley SBDC, feel free to visit our social media pages or visit our website. If you'd like to connect with one of us, feel free to give us a call or send us an email at the information there. I'll also be providing my information, contact information for anybody who needs it. We're always looking forward to supporting your business journey by offering expert guidance and resources tailored to your needs. Before I wrap things up, I want to reiterate how important it is that you all here today. I know that it seems like a lot, and it is, but that's okay. It can seem overwhelming, but that's okay, because you're not alone. There are so many free and low-cost resources available for small businesses and entrepreneurs. Take advantage of them and all of the support there is out there. I appreciate all of you for coming today and want to stress the importance of just simply showing up. We have our 4th workshop, The Athletic Mindset in Business, on December 12th. It's my brother's birthday, shout out. I encourage everyone to attend if you can. I also encourage you to reach out to me or any of my colleagues at the SBDC. We are here to help. For new businesses, we help to take your idea and then help you turn that idea into a business. For existing business, we assist in you taking that business to the next level. Feel free to reach out to any of us because, like I said, we are here to help. Let me know if there are any questions, and if not, I'll turn things over to our fearless leader, Louis Scamardello.
Well, that concludes our presentation. I want to thank the SBDC staff, St. Thomas Aquinas College, again, Senator Schumer for support of the portability grant that made this workshop and all workshops possible. And I want to thank the audience for showing up and engaging and in asking questions. You have our information. Please come knock on our door. Thank you very much.